figuring out a lot of technology. So, have you done Instagram Live before? Is this your first one?
This is my first one. I like shy away from this kind of stuff. So
I know.
I'm like,
I know.
A whole new
I
world.
really appreciate you doing this. So let me introduce so my name is Melissa Jacobs, and this is Mainline Tonight. Tonight, my guest is Ilka Evans, the founder of Zoet Bathlatier, an artisan candle and apothecary and bath and body works shop in Malvern and in Kennett Square, and she fills products and ships them all over the country. So Ilka, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really, really glad to have you here. It's wonderful to see you. So we should clear up something.
Yeah.
Your name. Your name is not Zoot, and your name is not Zoe.
It's so funny. I just like
right? So tell us the origin. So the company name is Zoet Bathlatier. Tell us the origin of the name.
The company name is Zoet Bathlatier. Zoet in Dutch means sweet, gentle, soft. That's what it means. Bathlatier, I made that up. It's like a chocolatier. I was just trying to come up with something cute. So this is a long time ago. So it just kind of stuck. And
right.
Yeah.
And your mom is Dutch, right?
From the Netherlands. Yep. And
yep.
Yeah. So
yep.
Yeah. So
I was on your I kind of stalk you on Instagram a little bit. You're okay with that, right?
That's fine. That's fine.
You have an amazing Instagram, and I wanted to have you on the show because, first of all, you were in the March issue of Mainline Today. I did a thing that was now ironically called Healthy You. Little did I know we'd be in the middle of a pandemic. And this was the gorgeous photo of you. And these are my words. I had no idea how timely that would be. But anyway, I also wanted to have you on the show because I think that the world feels very dirty right now. There's a lot of talk about sickness and germs. And when I think about you and your company, I think of health and wellness and all natural healing and just good vibes in general. So I want to talk a little bit about how you started the company and what your process is in making the small batch products that you make. But I first want to say that on your Instagram, was it your Instagram or your website? I saw that you have free shipping now for orders over $29. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so people can order even just one candle and get free shipping, and it would go a long way towards supporting Zoet Bathlatier and Elka and her kids. So once we're done this show, everybody should go on Instagram and go on her website and order something, and she'll ship it to you for free. So my favorite, when I saw the candles today, I saw the 3 candles that you had a picture of, and they were named Sky, June, and Flora. And that just felt so beautiful to me. It's like the things that I want in my life now. I want Sky, I want Flora, and I can't wait until it's June. And hopefully the world's in a better place. Yeah. So those are sort of my picks of the day. I should also tell you that this is my thing that I have all the time.
Do you have, is that the rosemary lip tint?
Yes.
It is.
It is. It's a lip tint, and it's so smooth and moist. So it is a wonderful thing. People should order this. This is what it looks like. Okay, so let's first talk about the history of your company a little bit. So you've been part of Mainline Today for a long time. Your products have been in the magazine many, many times, and you won a Best of the Mainline in 2014, right?
I think it was 2013 to be,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You started the company. So you really had 2 starts to your company, right?
Right.
You started in 2003 when you were living in Aspen. So tell us about that.
So I was living there. It was my first year living there. It was off season. I was really bored. my skin was extremely dry. Colorado is beautiful, but it just sucks the life out of your skin. So I just started playing around, and I was like, oh, I'll just mix up some sugar scrubs, and I had some calendula oil that I made myself, and I loved it. This was just so much fun for me. And so I just started getting more supplies, and then I just was testing them on my coworkers, and it eventually turned into like a little business at farmers markets and selling at craft shows and stuff like that. So that's where it kind of began. I had a few candles, but they were terrible. I didn't.
Well, when you started, you were using some chemicals, right? I mean, you didn't go chemical free. So we should say now, all of your chemicals, all of your products are chemical free. So explain that.
I use like fragrance oils, which are synthetic, and those are in the candles, and some perfumes, but they're all mixed with essential oils as well. So, but other than
and you
that,
decided to do that, why?
Because I do like fragrance. I do like finding different notes, that some things that essential oils cannot produce. So I'm not opposed to fragrances, but for the skin, I like to go essential oils. That's a different story. So I keep, for skincare, it's essential oils and natural, and no harsh preservatives, are all natural. So
right. Okay, so let's go back to your business timeline. So you started in 2003, and then you had babies and some other things happened, right?
Yep.
And then you restarted the business. You moved to this area because you're from this area originally.
From Paoli.
And you moved back here you restarted the business in 2011, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you told me when I interviewed you that you wanted to get back to it. You had all these recipes, right? So tell us about the recipes that you had.
There
they are.
My recipe books. I've had these forever. I know, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, some of that came from your grandmother, right?
So my grandmother, she was into healing herbs. She's from the South, so they do things like a little bit differently. A little hoodoo, if you will. So I think that inspiration and with herbs and everything came from that side of the family.
You told me that you used to go foraging with her, right?
No. Yeah, no, she had her own, she lived in Philly. So she's from South Carolina. She lived in Philly, but she had her own little garden in the city.
Okay.
Her little things there. So, yeah.
So the recipes come from where?
So those are her recipes. I just made my own. So, she had like the comfrey and making salves and stuff like that. But I made my own recipes. But it definitely is inspired by her.
So you restarted the company in 2011, and you redesigned the logo, right? And then you started with a few products.
With new products, and I was definitely going to do candles. So candles was something I really wanted to bring into the new product line. There were candles that burned really well, candles that they were phthalate free, so they didn't have any phthalates have pesticides, not healthy for you. So I wanted to use fragrances that didn't have that. And at that time, it was kind of hard to find that. So, but there was definitely they were going to be phthalate free and soy and clean burning. So it took me about 9 months to get it right, and still learning as I went along. So trial and error. There's a lot of things that when you're making candles, the time of the year, humidity, there's so many factors that can make candles act funky. So they're kind of difficult at sometimes, but
so the wicks are lead free, right? I think people don't realize how many chemicals can go into a candle.
Right. I mean, you can have paraffin candles, stay away from that. But I just use vegetable wax, all pure vegetable wax, lead-free wicks. They're only cotton and essentials and phthalate-free fragrances. So
Right. Okay, so you started with some candles, and then how did you grow the business?
So I started off getting my, feet wet again by doing little markets. And I did little markets. I wasn't going to do wholesale. I just wanted to see how people responded to my new line. And it just, it just kind of took off.
So you told me that when you got into Clover Market, that was a turning point for you.
Yeah, definitely. I waited a year to apply, and then I didn't even have I took a picture of what my booth might look like. So I sent Janet pictures of that, and then I was really excited when I got accepted. And I started.
So we should say Clover Market is one of the most prestigious artisan markets in the area. It's in Bryn Mawr, Chestnut Hill, and you have to be accepted into it. She curates that list of vendors pretty heavily, so you have to be really good to get in. And so you told me you got in, and it was really an amazing, became an amazing audience for you.
Definitely, and just networking with all these amazing artists. So that's quite an experience too. So I still have a lot of people that I'm connected with that I talk to, and we're friends from the markets, and they're in my store. I carry their lines, so to support them.
So then you won the Best of the Main line in 2013, and then you started selling into Terrain and other bigger shops, right?
Yeah, so like Terrain for a little bit, and then it just kind of grew. I've been some retail shops in Boston, California. Just
well, now you said you have your products from California to Maine and Texas. I mean, it's all over the country, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So tell us about how you come up with the products, because you have a big list. I mean, my favorites, again, the roseberry. But my other favorite is the honey and yogurt healing mask, and then the body milk, which is spelled M-E-L-K. That's the Dutch way to spell it, right?
Mm-hmm. Melk.
Melk. Oh, I wasn't even saying it right. Melk. Milk. Okay, so tell us how you expanded into the body care and all of that. How do you decide which products to make and what they should be composed of?
So I kind of go with what I want at the time. So starting the skincare, I needed skincare. I never did skincare before, so I experimented. I had the healing mask, and I had the serums, and I had cleansing greens, and I tried that all a year before I brought it out to everybody else, because I'm like, my skin was changing. I used to have little bumps and pimples on my skin. Like, it just wasn't clear. And then I started using my products, and then I was like, I really need to share this with people. So then I brought that out. And so I've had the same kind of this for your skin, for your face, for a long time. I haven't really changed it. I've added a few things, but that's about it. So that was me. Some people, I like, for my brother, my sister, they love body oils, and they like certain scents. So I developed a body of rose, geranium, and citrus for my sister. She loves that scent. So that was kind of inspired by my brother with the patchouli on a softer note. He likes really strong patchouli, but I soften it up because, patchouli can be too strong. Everyone thinks it's hippie, but it's a really beautiful fragrance. And if you use it the right way, people who hate patchouli are like, oh, I really love this. I don't like patchouli, but they like how I blend it. So
yeah, you cut it with what, bergamot?
So I put bergamot in there, lavender. What else did I put in that one? A little bit of orange, clary sage. And it's nice. So you get that nice dry down of the patchouli, and it's not too strong. So, yeah. And then,
right.
So I just with friends, like if they have something that they, I've been inspired by friends that have dry skin or something like that, and I'll make something up for them. And the seasons with candles, that's magnolia, it's springtime, lily and lilac, that goes off the seasons. So yeah.
So you were working out of your house until pretty recently, until 2017, right? So you told me that the business eventually took over your whole basement area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were running it by yourself for a long time. I mean, it's a good sized company, and you were doing it. You told me you would wake up at 6 a.m. and turn on the wax melter and get to work.
Yep.
So now you have a studio, right? That's still in Melbourne, but it's a place where you can go and work and separate a little bit from the house. But what's the status of it now? Are you able to do that still?
Definitely. So my studio is just 4 minutes away from my house, so it's perfect. It's like I look at it every day as a blessing that I have this space, and it's so close to home. So I'm really grateful that I have it. And I really love being here. There's a lot of times where I'm at the store, but I love being in my studio making stuff. So,
and how has this pandemic affected your business? Has it affected it? I mean, other than your flagship store is closed,
right?
The Works in Kennett Square is also closed, but people can order as they should. So how is that business going?
So online sales are doing well. And it's great the support that I'm getting through that. But still, like, to run everything, I have a studio and I have the store. So I have an wholesale. Wholesale is basically at a pause. So that's one part of my business. The retail is another part of my business. Online is another part of my business. So I have all these little pockets of income. So there's just one going on right now. So I'm just trying to do my best and take it one day at a time. So,
yeah.
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 It's like, yeah. What are you going to do?
So also, if people have any questions, they can start asking us questions. But I want you to explain again how you make the candles. Like, what is the process? Because people, I feel like, now are home. They're looking for things to do. Maybe somebody wants to experiment with, candle making. So right. Walk us through the process a little bit.
Okay. So, there's wax and you need something to melt it in. So I'll just go back to like how I started. For years, nobody knew that I used a Presto pot. You know what you fry? I didn't get a big melter until like later on. Nobody knew I was cooking in these like little Presto pots for the longest time. But
oh my gosh.
I know, it's funny. But you just do what you got to do. So, yeah, and you melt the wax, but there's more to that. There's a temperature that you have to, melt it to. It has to be at a certain temperature. It has to cool down at a certain temperature, and then you add the fragrance oils. The fragrance oils, every one is different. You got to test every single one to make sure that it works. Pouring it in at that temperature, sometimes it's not good for one fragrance. You pour higher or lower. It's a lot of trial and error. And then you stir. Once you get it at the right temperature, that you pour the fragrance oil into the wax. Then you stir for 2 minutes. And then you can either wait so it cools down at a certain temperature to pour, or sometimes certain fragrance oils you can pour right, or fragrant, or the blend you can pour right into the container. And then, you let it cool, and sometimes it'll look perfect, and sometimes it will look really ugly, and you have to smooth it down with the heat gun. So there's all these like little things. And I think I've gotten so good at this point, not to toot my own horn, but I can smell certain fragrances and I know how they're going to react. I know that there's going to be, it's a beautiful fragrance, but I know I might have a little bit of problems with how the tops might get a little grainy or whatever on the top, and then I'll have to smooth it down. So it's weird. Like I just have a weird relationship, I guess, with my fragrance oils. I just know how they react. It's just.
I would say it's really creative and special, not weird at all. Oh, I can hear you. There you go. Okay. And so tell us also about the boutique in Melbourne.
So the boutique. So we have, it's our whole product line. So our candles, like all of our collections, the skincare. So if you want to look, like everything is there for you to pick from, but there's also jewelry. We carry this line that I love, We Dream of Color, from Salem, Massachusetts. She's amazing. We have clothing, a little bit of furniture, books. It's kind of like a little home and lifestyle. Glassware, mugs. I carry Curious Clay from Philly, Street Ceramics, Remark Glass, all my Philly people that I've done Clover Market with, When Jewelry, these amazing artists. I really like to support my local people, and that's really important to me because we work so hard, and we create really, quality, beautiful work, and I just love to share it with people. So when I'm in that store working and my customers come in, the most rewarding thing is telling them about all these brands that I love and their whole technique, and I just really get into that. I talk about my own things, but I really like to support them too. So
yeah, I mean, there's such a community of artisans in Philadelphia and on the main line, and it's amazing. It's an amazing thing to investigate, and your store is almost like a little Clover Market in itself, with featuring all of these different artists, and you've curated a really special collection of things. Yeah. So it's a great space. Once life gets back to normal, I encourage everybody to go check it out in person or check her out online. So again, you have free shipping for any orders over $29. And I think it's an amazing thing that you're doing. I hope that everybody goes to your website and buys something to support you and your two kids. And again, this is my favorite thing. It is. Okay, so on Mainline tonight, we do a couple of things because we want to lighten the mood a little bit. So we are doing Heroes of the Day. Did you pick Heroes of the Day?
The Heroes of the Day, like people that I think are doing like good in the community.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. So the Heroes of the Day are businesses, organizations, or people who are doing amazing COVID-19 relief. And we want to recognize them and hopefully get them what they need. So tell us who you picked for the Heroes of the Day.
I picked Paige Sullivan from Christine Shirley because
she was my first hero of the day. Yes. Yes, love her.
From Clover.
Yeah.
And so she's making face masks, and she started right away, like on the 20th of March. She just went right into that. That girl like hustles. She is a hard worker, and I'm so proud of her.
So she has a sewing studio and boutique in Wayne. And she was one of the first. I know a lot of people are doing it now. She was one of the first to make the masks. She had a broken hand also while she was doing it. Yeah. But she got to work, and she's produced a ton of masks. So yeah, she's an amazing person. Who's your next hero? Did you just have one?
That's my only. Oh my God.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I'll tell you, there's a woman who runs Slay Displays, and she does. So, if you come to one of our Mainline Today parties and there are the lighted letters that you can stand in front of and take photos, she is really out of pocket now because all of our events are canceled and all weddings and mitzvahs and everything else is canceled. So she went into her warehouse and found a bunch of products, and she remanufactured them into face shields and PPE she's amazing. She did it by herself. She figured out how to do it. and she's donating them to local hospitals. People have offered to, like, people want to buy them because they want them for their own safety, and she refuses to sell them. She's just donating them to hospitals. So I think she's amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Wonderful.
So our next game. So where are you? Are you in your shop or are you at home?
I'm in my shop.
You're in your shop.
My studio. This is like, yes, I'm in the apothecary section.
Okay, so we've been playing Show Me Your Closet, or Show Me Your Studio, or Show Me Wherever You Are. So will you show us around a little bit?
Or should I just like flip this little?
Yes.
There we go. All right. So this is the apothecary area. And it's little, but you can get a lot done in these little spaces.
Yeah.
And like, so it's just
very special. Yeah.
There's like storage. There, boxes and stuff.
Nice. Well, it looks very well organized.
Today it is.
Okay, so our last game is, and I didn't ask you if you would do this, so feel free to say no. So we've been playing Marry, Shag, Quarantine.
As long as you don't give me any like political candidates, because that.
No. No. Sorry, did I say ooh? I didn't mean that. I meant no. I wouldn't. No. Okay, so Marry, Shag. Oops. It's been a long week. It's been a long month. Okay, so Marry, Shag, Quarantine is my version of Marry, Shag, Ghost. Except we're not going to kill anybody. I'm going to name 3 well-known men in your case. And
so exciting.
You have to pick 1 to marry, 1 to shag, and 1 to send into quarantine for 2 weeks. Okay? So, Ilka Evans, are you ready to play Marry, Shag, Quarantine?
Okay.
You're blushing already. Okay. I have a special theme for you. The theme is singers from the 1960s.
60s. Oh, gross. Okay, shoot.
Your choices are Elvis, Mick Jagger, John Lennon.
Oh, okay.
Who would you marry? Who would you shag? And who would you send into quarantine for 2 weeks by himself?
Okay. I'm gonna send John Lennon into quarantine. He is just not. And no.
Okay. So Mick Jagger and Elvis. 1 you marry, 1 you shag.
Okay, so then I would think I'm not really into Elvis though. I guess I would Elvis I would shag, and then Mick Jagger I'd marry. I know. This is not. I need a panel of people to decide. I make bad decisions. Everybody knows this. I make very bad decisions.
No, listen. When it comes to men, it's
that was terrible.
It's an interesting choice. So why did I ask you about singers from that era, do you think?
I wonder why.
I wonder why. All right. Well, I respect your choices. Those are,
do we have the same glasses?
Okay. Anyway, so Ilka Evans, it's been amazing to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope everybody goes to your website. What is the name of it's zoetbathlatier.com, right?
Bathlatier.com.
Yeah, and if anybody has trouble spelling that, they can find it. I'm following you on Instagram, so they can find it under there. And I think we all need some freshness and clean stuff and beauty and handmade products in the world right now. So I'm hoping everybody goes to your website and orders that to support your business and you and your kids. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you very soon in person.
For having me. Take care. Be safe.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night. I'll see you next week.
All right. See ya.